Hello, welcome back. So today I'm gonna be trying my hand at some character design, which is something I'm still really new at, but I was kind of inspired by a game I was playing recently. So there is a Dungeons and Dragons-esque game out there called Wild Sea. And in it, your characters can take all of these different forms. So a huge part of the game is kind of building the character you're going to play as, but they can be so much more than just a human character. In this world, there are all sorts of very fantastical creatures. There are characters that are based off of moths or mushrooms or all of these different elements. And when I played a character that was essentially based off of the idea of a shipwreck. So using all of these scavenged materials to kind of form a living creation. And that idea that these characters could take all of these different forms brought me so much inspiration. And so I thought it would be a really fun experiment to try and make a similarly fantastical creature. I did make a sketch of my shipwreck character. This is kind of what he looked like. It's just a rough sketch, but I had so much fun making it, and I've been feeling kind of stuck just drawing things from outside, and so now I'm going to take it a step further and turn some natural materials into a character. So what I thought I would do today is make a tulip character. Tulips are one of my favorite flowers. I love, love, love drawing them just because I find their shape really interesting and fun to draw. And in my front yard right now, I have 2 tulips that are just starting to come up and to bloom. And so as I'm probably drawing this, I'll put in some clips of the tulip that's blooming right now in my yard that I'm using for inspiration. So you can kind of see where I get my ideas for the colors and the shapes. But I've got my workspace ready. I've drawn lots of tulips in the past. So when I flip my camera down, you'll be able to see I kind of spread them out to kind of keep inspiring me. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm not very practiced in character creation, so I haven't really perfected my method yet, but I do have my little mannequin. So I'm making a tulip person. So I already know they're not exactly going to look like this guy, but I do think I want them to kind of stand on 2 legs and have 2 kind of arms. I want to use this basic shape, I think. Otherwise it's going to be hard to tell that they're a character. And I want them to be kind of person-like. So I'm going to be kind of playing with my mannequin to figure out what kind of position I want them to be in. And then I've put lots of other tulip drawings around for inspiration as I'm kind of getting into the shapes. But I think I'm going to kind of sketch out a quick form. I think I will be going over it in Micron, and then I will probably be adding some color with a watercolor wash and doing some colored pencil details. I'm not really sure how long this is all going to take me, so it may get finished while I'm sitting here working today, or this may end up being something that I pause and continue working on throughout the week. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. I'll switch it so that you're looking down at my paper, and we'll start with some initial sketches. I think I will probably talk a little bit about my process kind of as I'm doing it. Other bits I probably won't be talking a lot, and so I might just time lapse it and speed it up. But yeah, this is a new one for me, so we're gonna see how it goes. Okay, let's get started. All right, I have you guys kind of tilted up this way a little bit. And again, I'm sorry, I know the camera's gonna wobble a little bit. My whole desk is a little wobbly. We'll do what we can. Okay, so I think I don't want to draw a character like straight on. So I think I'm gonna kind of try and do like a 3/4 situation. I want the body to be kind of turned. Because this character is based off of a tulip, and I feel this way probably if I was making any other flower as a character, I want the lines of the body to be very like flowy. I want there to be kind of a sense of grace about it. I'll start with that. I don't really know if that's what I'll end up doing, but I'm just gonna start working in really loose shapes. I usually kind of work from the head down, but I already kind of have an idea of what I want to do about the feet. Feet are kind of a struggle for me in general. I think a lot of artists can relate to how difficult it can be to draw feet. But for this character, I kind of want to do like a flower bulb and have that be like the feet. Like she's walking around on the little bulb. We're gonna try not to get too attached to anything we're drawing right now in this stage, just because it's probably gonna be all subject to change. I also haven't really decided yet what I'm gonna do about like clothes. Listen, I'm new at this. You're just gonna have to bear with me. I think I kind of want like, this is the legs. This one's kind of bending backwards, and I don't know if I want to make her more human-like and have it bend like a forward knee. I kind of like this line though. I might leave that. I do think I want there to be some kind of like skirt, probably also based off of like tulip petal shapes. Maybe more of like an open tulip where the petals kind of flare out a little bit, and then there's like more in here. But I like this kind of like rounded shape. And then I was thinking that her like arms would be more like leaves. Maybe that the leaves would kind of start up here, so that where they meet at her neck is almost like a collar, like how a leaf would meet a stem. I kind of want this line to continue down here like a waist. I want her to be like holding something. Not really sure what that'll look like yet. I feel like we're getting somewhere. I kind of like where these lines are going. Lots of details need fleshed out for sure, but I'll kind of erase some of these superfluous lines. Sorry, I'm trying to be gentle when I erase. I know when I erase really hard, it shakes the whole camera setup. I'll try and be gentle. I feel like this bulb really looks like you're looking at it straight on, I want this one to kind of look like more of a side view. I think I'm gonna shift this shape a little bit. And see, I'm already starting to like want to ink some of these lines. This is my problem. I always want to ink a little too early. I need to really resist. I like this little wave in here that sometimes tulip leaves have. Kind of want to add one in here. I like how smooth this line is, but I think it will look a little more dynamic if it's got a little bit more wave to it. I'm kind of torn on how much I want to do about like trying to give her a face. I feel like she should have a face, but I don't necessarily want it to look like a human face, you know? Let's see. If I were going to kind of sketch it out like a human face, I would draw a midline. I want her to be looking a little downcast at whatever she's going to end up holding in her leaf arms. So the eye line would be about here, like a nose and a mouth. I don't know. I think I would make the nose a little higher, if there is a nose, and the mouth here. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. And then there'd be some more like tulip shapes over here. Maybe even like one more petal out here, just because I feel like that helps kind of balance out proportions. I'll have to look at some more specific references for these petal shapes. I'm not super confident in my like ability to wing it. I'd love to do another one out here too, maybe. And then the color, I think, is going to do lots of gradients, especially right now. The tulip that I'm using for inspiration is kind of just blooming. And so the green from the stem is still like fading into the pink of the petals. So I definitely think I want to do like a gradient where it's going to be like green here, and then kind of gradiate up to pink for the face, and then green, and then do a gradient back down to pink for the skirt, then green and brown for the buds at the bottom. Not buds, bulb, that's what I meant. This part's the buds. I feel pretty good about that right now. I don't know, she's gotta be holding something. I haven't figured it out yet. And then tulips are like known to do this shape right here. I almost want to add a few more petals that like go out, because I want there to be like more movement. But I think if I do that, I'll kind of lose the integrity of the like tulip shape, that classic like closed in bulb. I'm gonna restrain myself. I'm gonna leave the skirt like this. But let it be known, I restrained myself. I just flung one of my little tulip drawings off the desk. Okay, that's a start. What do we want to do about her face? Okay, I've brought you guys in a little bit closer so we can kind of figure out what we want to do about a face here. I feel like the lines are too cluttered right now. I need to clean it up. And of course, my first instinct is just to start drawing like human proportions, but she's not a human. Let's see. I kind of want her, since she's a tulip, I want this like sense of femininity somehow, which in characters usually means kind of bigger eyes, those really exaggerated eyelashes, kind of a smaller buttony nose, and like fuller lips is what usually kind of gives that sense of femininity. I don't really know if I want to comply with that. See, now I'm giving her eyebrows, and I don't know how to feel about that. All right, here's how we're looking with the sketch so far of our tulip character. I'm not sure if I'm super happy with the face. I went looking through some more photographs of tulips, and I kind of based the eye shape around the pistil that's on the inside, and that feels a lot more organic and better to me. Right now in the sketch, it just looks so dark and shaded that it doesn't really match the rest of it for me, but I think that is the shape I want to go with. I just need to figure out how to make it work for me. But right now I think I'm going to go ahead and do some inking. I was gonna have her hold something. I actually think for right now, just for this sketch, I'm not gonna have her be holding anything. I think I'm going to extend this arm a little bit and just have that be the way she's standing. That feels fine to me right now. But yeah, like that. So her arms are just kind of waving around. As you saw, I probably sped this up. I went ahead and refined some of the petals so that they matched that tulip shape a little more. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some inking. I'm sure I'll speed that up as well. And then after that, we'll start working on some color. Alright, so now our tulip character is fully outlined, so it's just a standard weight, what did I use? A 0.1 micron pen all the way around. I did not do any line variation. I may go back and change that after adding some color. We'll see. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So this next step is going to be really simple. I'm just going to be doing some watercolor washing to get some basic colors down. I'm not a super skilled watercolorist, so this is not how I'm going to be doing the bulk of the detailing. I'm just going to be getting some basic colors down, and then we'll let that dry, and I'll come back to add more details with colored pencil. here's how our watercolor wash is looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry, and then at some point later today I'll come back and see about adding some colored pencil detailing in. That's where we're gonna get a lot of our shading and a lot of our like floral variation. So I'm really excited about that part. I think that's really what's gonna make it all kind of come together. All right, so our watercolor wash is dry. So this is how we're looking right now. And I've gone ahead and pulled the colored pencil shades that I think I'll need. I think this is it, but I have my handy dandy Prismacolor mug nearby just in case I missed any. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in so we can kind of work area by area. And yeah, hopefully we can get this character done. I'm gonna start down here with the bulbs, the like feet. Okay, we did it. I wasn't sure if I would be able to do this illustration all in one day, but it actually didn't take me too long, and as with any piece, especially something that I'm a little unfamiliar with, I could keep working on this for ever and ever and ever and never feel fully satisfied, but right now I really don't want to overwork it, and so I think I'm just gonna leave it where it is. I feel good about what I learned from this piece. I don't think that continuing to nitpick on it is going to actually teach me anything. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. But yeah, here's our finished little tulip character. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the concept. I feel like the tulip aspects are very recognizable. Like you'd be like, that's a tulip. Yeah, I had so much fun with this one. I love the way the watercolor faded. I'm really glad I decided to do that wash. It just gives a nice effect that is so hard to replicate with colored pencils. But yeah, there she is. I had so much fun doing this one, and I have a feeling that there'll be another one of these style videos coming up in the future. I have some other flowers that are going to be emerging in my own yard that I might be basing some characters off of, but thanks so much for joining me. I had so much fun with this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Bye.